Sounds good. Sounds good. So Peter, welcome back. It's good to have you. So you have a professional geologist on your team whose sole job is to analyze rock secretions, right? What is the single most toxic thing you have ever found inside a batch of shilajit that was being sold as a healthy supplement?
Uh, the thing it is that some people who just want to make money are putting inside the things that are really not okay for human health.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them may even put sugar to taste more sweet,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that it's not how real shilajit is made. Uh, and then they also put inside some different fillers. And mm, there is also one very much important topic. It is about the fulvic acid, because some people think that more fulvic acid you have, it is better. This is in one sentence true, uh, but the problem it is that if you have 100% humic acid, that means that you have none of other ingredients at all. So the sweet spot is around 70 to 80%, because some people are claiming we have 90, 95. So that means that it's only fulvic acid. It's no other trace minerals, nothing else. And
Mm.
so there is a sweet spot between 70 to 80% of fulvic acid. What does not mean that higher is better, because as I said, if you had 100% fulvic acid, you have nothing else, only this. So I think that the best way to preserve the things from nature, it is to let it as it is in nature and not add anything inside. But people, because of the taste and because they want to um, make products cheaper for them, they put inside things that are not in its original form. That means like sugar, some other fillers and additives, and this is not the way to go.
Mm. Have you ever inspected, or do you know of anybody that you have worked with in the past, maybe like a geologist or someone who analyzes shilajit for a living? Have they ever found anything that was just purely toxic or dangerous for human consumption that was found within shilajit supplements that were being sold, not by yourself, but actually other companies?
Yes, the thing it is that it can be quite a lot of heavy metals inside, and these heavy metals are not okay for human body. It is true that heavy metals naturally occurs in nature, but it is also another true that too much of these heavy metals will have not good effect on our body, because our liver, our kidneys will need to get rid of these toxins. And I think that the problem that is going on the market is also that they are selling shilajit where there is too much of heavy metals like mercury, or let's say aluminium, or lead, or arsenic. So these are some of these heavy metals that can be quite toxic if it is in excess dosages,
Mm.
or let's say in excess levels. And I think that if you are doing things right, you should take care that there are heavy metals inside the allowable levels. And this is also something that people are saying things that have too much of these heavy metals inside, and this is something that is not okay.
What are some problems that heavy metals can do to the human body if we consume too much of them?
Uh, so it depends which heavy metals are uh, in too much higher dosages.
Mm.
Uh, but uh, let's say uh, if we take, for example, lead,
Lead?
uh, and so the problem with lead it is that it has a cumulative toxic uh, things on our body.
Hmm.
Uh, and so we cannot feel the effect right away. But over the time, it slowly becomes greater and greater. So the problem that affects with lead, it is that there is brain fog, uh, headaches, uh, reduced memory and concentration. Then there is mood changes. Some people are using antidepressive, but the problem can be because of too much lead.
Mm.
Uh, and there is also increase in blood pressure uh, and anemia, fatigue, and weakness. So the problem with lead it is that it is stored in bones for decades, and it can be released back into the bloodstream
Mm.
during aging, osteoporosis, or let's say pregnancy. And because of these the toxic things, kidneys, long-term exposure can impair also kidney function.
Right.
And the problem it is that lead can impact and reduce fertility in both men and women. Uh, and it's something that is really not okay. Uh, but people need to be aware. If you don't feel the bad effects right away, that does not mean that this bad effect will not come later, because it's cumulative. It's not that it's releasing directly,
Mm.
but it is stored in the bones and then released later in the blood. So it's like uh, uh, let's say slowly dying, uh, and this cumulative effect is something that is problematic with lead.
Mm.
Uh, with mercury, there is another story. Uh, the mercury uh, have problems and affect our memory,
Mhm.
so people cannot remember things. Then is poor coordination, uh, tingling, vision and hearing changes, and also as similar as with lead, uh, development problems in fetuses and children if they are exposed to too much mercury.
Mm.
And the its primarily effect it is kidneys, gastrointestinal tract, and immune system.
Mm.
Uh, and yes, this problem with brain dysfunction and kidney damage and chronic fatigue and mood changes, it's also a problem with too much exposure of mercury.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
and let me check the another one called cadmium.
Cadmium.
Yes. Uh, the
And
cadmium.
just quickly, Peter, um, cadmium. These are so all these things that you're mentioning, these heavy metals, they also seep into drinking water a lot of the times because
Yes.
of the how the plumbing is made up of certain elements. A lot of the times it, like the old piping or the old plumbing in a lot of cities, as I know here, especially in Australia, the old city plumbing was made out of lead, and a lot of the times it still is made out of lead. But then you also find traces of mercury and cadmium, and it's quite interesting that when you drink a lot of tap water and you don't actually drink purified water, you just drink straight from the tap, it can lead to having things like headaches, or sometimes even high blood pressure, and sometimes even affecting your um, your gastro system and your gut microbiome as well.
Yes, exactly. And mm, that is one of the reasons why it's good to have a filter for water, one good filter for water in the house. Um, because people can have serious health problems uh, using the water that is high in lead because of pipes or mercury or cadmium.
Mm,
And this is something that it's a lot of people are not aware of. So they are thinking, okay, we are doing everything right, but they are getting heavy metals from the water that they are drinking. And the thing it is that, as I said before, you will not see the effect right away. But then, 20, 30, 40 years after, you can see that in some villages, people, quite a lot of people are having serious health problems. And you can ask why. They are living in nature, their houses are in nature, and all these things. But the problem is the water. And mm, it's something that almost nobody speaks about. But yes, this cumulative effect of heavy metals in the body can really have on long run not good things. And uh, for example, about the cadmium,
mhm,
again, it's a problem kidney function. Uh, and Another thing it is that cadmium can interfere with calcium and vitamin D metabolism.
mm,
And that's the reason why there is a high risk of reduced bone mineral density, osteoporosis, bone pain, and decreased fracture risk. Uh, and all these things can be prevented if we are taking care what kind of food and food supplements or water
mm,
are we consuming. Because whatever we put inside, you can imagine a car. If you don't put a good gasoline in the car,
yep,
you will have problems with the car.
yep,
And the same thing it is with our body. If you do not put the good ingredients inside, then our body will have a problem. And we need to be aware of this. And sometimes the problem can be seen immediately, but sometimes, because of this cumulative effect, it can be visible later, but we are doing damages years and years. And then where is the problem? If there is cumulative effect 20, 30, 40 years, and then start releasing this cumulative effect in the blood, and you're having problems in your system, you cannot get rid of it so easily because it was accumulating for quite a lot of time.
yep,
And for that reason, it is of huge importance to to be aware what kind of things we are consuming, and also in Shilajit, because these heavy metals are in it's natural, it's from nature, it's not something that it can also be industrial, these are even worse. But this that comes from nature, we also need to be aware that they are not in too much level. And I can tell you that few years ago there was a huge flood here in Slovenia, and after that flood, a lot of uh, dirt and other things with these rains came to the lower places.
Mhm.
And after a few months, when there was growing vegetables on people's garden, one of them gave the examination of these
Mm.
plants to laboratory, and they found huge excess of lead and other heavy metals.
Wow.
And what means you are consuming things from your garden, but they are devastating for you, because the earth that they are inside, it's too much of heavy metals. And so this is that we need to be aware of. So because if the earth is too much of heavy metals and not clean, whatever we will eat from that earth will come inside us. So all these heavy metals from the earth goes into the plants, and then when we eat it, inside us. But it's not only problem with plants. Even greater problem is with animals, because when you're eating the plants, okay, you are eating these heavy metals inside. But now you can imagine one animal eating the grass that has too much of these heavy metals. These heavy metals are um, uh, are going higher and higher. It has this cumulative effect into the body of that animal,
Being absorbed.
and
Yeah.
yes, and absorb. And they found out that heavy metals inside the fish or inside the animals
Mm.
are in much higher concentration than if you eat purely algae or plants, because of this cumulative effect.
Wow.
So, and this is something that people are not aware of.
Mm.
Uh,
I didn't
and
know.
Yes, this I read one article, and it was saying that because of this cumulative effect, because the animal is eating these heavy metals for months or for years, and it's going inside uh, the bones, the meat, the muscles, and when you eat this, it is much worse than if you eat the plants from that garden, because you eat the plants, it's okay, but you can imagine the animal eating that plants years and years and communicating these heavy metals inside the body of that animals.
Wow.
And the problem is also with fish, because of this toxicity in the water, in the sea. And 100, 200 years ago, where there was not so huge pollution, it was not a problem. You eat, it was healthy, whatever you eat. But nowadays, these days, there is a huge problem. And a lot of problems, let's say, uh, what is the name? Alzheimer disease. This uh, the and people forgetting things when they are older, and they say, okay, you have this and this disease. They
Alzheimer's.
are
Yeah.
yes. It's there is a correlation where and it is linked that too much toxicity in our brain cause these problems. So
Right.
for that reason, we need to be very careful. what we take inside. And some people, also with Shilajit, they don't do this heavy metal test, or even if they do it, they just put one nice label on it.
Mm,
And as I said, the problem that will arise, you will take this kind of Shilajit, you will not feel the problems right away, but after years of consuming you will have problems, and you will not think, okay, these problems arise because I'm taking this and this shilajit for so much years. Yes, yes. Because people sometimes think, okay, if I feel bad, then okay, this is the result, this is the reason. But when there is a cumulative effect, you will not feel bad immediately, but after years and years of consuming, something starts going on, and you will start thinking, okay, what's going on? What did I change in my life? And you will start thinking, okay, I need to find um, what is the reason for
mm.
this problem. But the reason was already here for 5, 10 years, and this is the problem with people, that a lot of people want to buy cheap food, cheap water, cheap food supplements, but they are not aware that the damage that they are doing for themselves, it's quite uh, more serious, because even with the money that they spare, they cannot buy their health later on.
What is the cost in the long run?
And
Cheap food, cheap nutrition, cheap water. What's the cost? What's the cost in the long run? It's
the cost,
because health. It's
yes,
please.
the cost is our health. And let's say that in 10 years, because you were eating cheap food, consuming cheap water, cheap food supplements, and let's say that you spare, um, that you say, okay, now I have, I don't know, 10,000 or 40,000 euros I have on my bank account because I didn't buy these high price supplements and food and all these things. But even with these 40,000 euros, you cannot regain your health back.
and health, especially health procedures, things like when you have problems with your bones, when you have problems with your blood, when you have problems with your breathing, these solutions that you try to implement to fix those things are very costly later on down the line when you're much older and you're a lot more weaker, or unhealthy and frail, compared to if you were healthy in the first place. Then you a lot of the times these issues, they won't arise, and you won't need to spend all this amount of money on it. um, yeah, no, it's the whole idea of like cheap nutrition and cheap water. It's very fascinating to me, very particularly the water aspect, because I, here in Australia, we have a lot of chemicals in the water, Peter. So it's typically they put chlorine and chloramine in the water, and of course that is to help kill a lot of the bacteria that goes into the water. So it's kind of it's a necessary evil to have this in the water. But the problem is that the chlorine and the chloramine, it's not good for you to consume, but it also ends up corroding the pipes, the metal pipes that are inside, that are carrying the water as well. And then those metal pipes, of course, they start to leach out the heavy metals. So like when you consume these things over a long period of time, you do start to have a lot of the symptoms of heavy metal poisoning. And then also when you shower in them, and you start to have itchy scalp, and like things like your hair starts to fall out. And I would even go a step further and say that showering in chlorine and chloramine actually affects baldness as well. And we've got a very high rate of baldness here in the West, or even in Australia.
Mhm. Yes, and I think it is that When you are getting benefits on one side, you are getting downside on another areas. And it is true that chlorine destroys bacteria such as E. coli, viruses, and many parasites. And thanks to this water chlorination, diseases such as cholera, uh, the typhoid fever, and many other waterborne infections have become extremely rare in developed countries. So
Yep.
this is something that is true. Uh, and The thing it is that uh, this chlorine, the downside, it is our microbiome. That it can impact also our microbiome, and uh, there is something that our microbiome is of huge importance for our health also. And When you drink water that is of huge chlorine inside, you can also uh, see the difference in taste.
Mm.
And you can do a test. I will tell you what I did. I was in one hotel with very nice spa, and I was inside the pool, and the pool was huge of chlorine in the water. And it's not a problem if you are in that pool for a few seconds, for a few minutes. But stay in that pool 1 hour or 2 hours, and you will start feeling itchy on the skin. That something is you start scratches something. It's not okay, and this is this problem. And you will never get this problem if you are in clean water outside in the sea or in the river. You can be there 1 hour, 2 hours, there is no problem. But in a high concentrated chlorine water, you will have problems with your skin.
Yeah.
Um, and This is something with this uh, the side effects of
Yeah.
too much chlorine in the water. So in
I
one
used to
way, you
suffer
need it.
from eczema. I used to suffer from
Yes,
eczema
yes,
from spending a lot of time in chlorine pools, and it was very bad.
yes. Uh, and This is something that people are also not aware. They think, okay, we need this chlorine. Uh, yes, yes, but what are the other mm, uh, side effects? So uh, there is one very interesting thing when chlorine reacts with natural occurring organic matter in water.
Mm.
It can form compounds such as THMS and HAAS. So let's say uh, 3H halomethanes and haloic acids.
Yeah.
And this long-term exposure to high level of these compounds has been associated with a slightly increased risk of certain cancers, particularly bladder cancer,
Yeah.
and possible reproductive and development uh, developmental effects.
Hmm.
And even though the, this is something that is known, there is still, because of the other things, requirement that public water needs to have this chlorine inside.
Hmm.
And what I told you before, people may experience dry skin, itchy skin, eye irritation, and as I said, um, when where these chlorine concentrations are quite high, uh, you will have more side effects. Uh, and There is also another problem. Inhaling chlorine vapors, for example, in poorly ventilated indoor pools, may also irritate the nose, throat, the lungs. People with asthma may be more sensitive. Uh, so, um, for that reason, we need to know that whatever we have on our planet, it's not only one side. It's not only positive side. So there is always one balance. So if you do in one extreme here, you will have problems here. So for that reason, the only thing what we need to take care of, it's to take care of our body as it is very precious to us. So we are taking care of our car and everything, but of our body, we are putting inside whatever is in front of us, and we don't take care of it. And this is the problem. And you can imagine another thing. For example, people who are smoking, uh, almost everybody who started smoking from the beginning, their body gives them alert and reaction that something is not good. So it did, almost nobody took the first smoke and then, oh, the body the the body reacted with so something is wrong, something is not
Of
okay.
course, of course.
But then these people, because of a lot of times because of the problems that they have with themselves, with emotions and with other things, started to do this habit on longer run, and the body surrender.
Hmm.
And But even though if the body surrender, that does not mean that you are doing good to your body. And these cumulative effects, and I can tell you, people have problems with their teeth, with all these things, uh, because of doing things like smoking or something like this. And they think, okay, it can be good for our to calm the mind. No, no, you do not calm the mind at all. You are doing the damage to your body that is. And the problem with people, why I mentioned this smoking, it is that people are also consuming food, not the way the food that our body needs, but they are eating food because of their emotional problems. So okay, I have this and this sensation in my body, now I like sweet food. I have this sensation, I like salty food. I have this sensation, I like this kind of food. So we are just calibrating the emotions in our body based to the food that we are eating.
Yeah.
uh, and we are buying things in grocery stores with our eyes, and we buy nice package, but we do not eat the package. We eat what is inside.
Yeah.
So uh, for that reason, it's very common sense. If there is clean water, if there is a clean earth and clean air and sun, the food that will grow in this area is healthy. It's okay.
Mm.
But if you have too much polluted earth, if also this pollution comes from above, for example, with airplanes, with kerosene that is going down, so we are polluted. We are polluting
Yeah.
our planet Earth, and what we have now is the result of what we did to the planet Earth. And the problem it is that a lot of people think, okay, I can do whatever I want because this is my area on this planet Earth. I can do with this Earth whatever I want. But the price that we are paying not to be responsible for the planet Earth is the food and the water.
Yeah.
And who else damages the water, the earth? We, humans. And for that reason, it's such a gift that in the high areas in the mountains, in the Himalayas and in Siberia, there are still intact uh, places
Mm.
where people didn't destroy the the earth so much as it is in these lower areas, and this is really a gift. I don't know how many years it will be possible to have this gift,
Mm.
because all things on planet Earth are of limited uh, quantities, so there is nothing in unlimited way. Uh, and yes, so also for that reason, as we should take care that the food is precious, also this kind of shilajit, we should consider that this is even more precious, because that you get the real shilajit. To put somebody, you know that uh, already above 3,000 meters
Mm.
sea level, there is a difference of oxygen.
Yeah.
And more and more you go up, it's heavier for you to breathe. And to put somebody to get this shilajit 5,000 meters and above, it's not so easy. And if we would be aware that all these things are a gift from Mother Nature, we would act totally differently towards our planet Earth.
Mm.
And but because of this rush and making money and all these things, um, there is one very nice Indian proverb that I read. Uh, it said that only at the moment when we will destroy all our earth, pollute all the water, we will realize that we cannot eat money. So what means that before the money, it's
Yeah.
what we are doing, and we can do good things or we can do also bad things, and this is up to us. And it's not like this money is bad or money is good. No, it is the way of exchanging energy. In the past, there was this exchange. Somebody do this, somebody do that. You give me apples, I give you these herbs or these spices. So it was this exchange.
Yeah.
And then this exchange was changed with this monetary system, so that there is one currency that takes care about everything. And then people lost themselves,
Mm.
and they started communicating this currency without understanding what is behind it.
Mm.
And you can increase your currency, you can increase your money on the uh, expense that you are destroying the earth, that you are polluting the earth. And this is something that is not good. You can destroy all the forests to cut and get the money from the wood that you will sell. Yes, but what is the price if you do not uh, uh, put seeds for another tree? So if you just cut it and not take care of uh, um, doing what you cut, that you grow another trees on that
Mm.
areas, the price that you are paying, it's on the longer run, you can, as I said, you can get money, but on the longer run, what you do to the planet Earth, it's something that comes back to us. And who is paying this price? We are paying this price.
Because trees, they clean. They clean the air, right? They clean the trees and plants. They clean the air. They give us fresh oxygen. So the less trees that we have, it's the less amount of clean air we also have. And then, sprinkle that with a bit of, industrialization as well, then of course it's going to be it, the balance is not gonna be balanced.
Yes, yes. And there was also, you can see, for example, in cities where there is not a lot of trees, when there is just concrete and these buildings, um, where there are high temperatures, you can have 40, 50 degrees uh, in this concrete. But if you put trees, so the temperature below the trees, it will be around 20 degrees, 25 plus minus.
Mm,
So it's totally different world.
mm,
And the only thing what we need to understand that we are part of nature, and that if we destroy all the nature, the price that we will pay is it will be on us. And so for that reason, I said it's quite a pity that such a great product as it's Shilajit, um, people wants to make only money with them. So their main objective is, okay, how can I uh, mm, earn more money? But no, the main thing it is, how can I add more value to human lives with the things that I'm doing? So this is the most important question. So now, how can I get more money? No, but how can I get more? How can I give more value? Because the more value that we gave, in good sense, it's something that we are doing good things, and this is something where some people who don't understand the business, they think the main thing of the business is just money.
mhm.
No, the money is the consequence of things you are doing right. And these things you are doing right, it means you are adding value to uh, uh, humanity, to planet Earth.
Yeah. And it goes to show as well. There's something that I want to mention here is because, so not just the money that we're receiving, but of course the value that Mountain Drop is providing as well. And that's why you can also see that the value is being provided to the community or to the customers when you look at things like Trustpilot. Trustpilot, it's a third party program, which means that the business doesn't really have too much control about what reviews go on that. It's basically 100% honest. The business can't take down the review. It can't choose not to post a review because they don't like it or it wasn't positive. And I actually had a run in with this just recently because I had bought a water filter for from a company, and I was looking at the reviews, and I thought the reviews looked absolutely amazing. They were 5-star reviews. They had 2,500 reviews, and it was all 5 stars. Now I bought the product. I started using the product after it's been about 1 to 2 months now, and I realized that it started giving me a lot of acid reflux and heartburn over time. And then there was some sediment leaking out of the bottom of the filter. Now, I swapped back to bottled spring water, and I realized that after switching back to bottled spring water, within 48 hours, my acid reflux cleared up. I didn't feel any acidity in my gut biome or anything like that, and it completely fixed it. Now, I went back to the website to have a look at the reviews to see if anybody else was having those experiences. And what do I find? I find that the reviews that they've posted up there on the website and the review machine that they have is actually their own personal review machine, which means that they can deny or not show you any of the negative reviews. So it only shows positive reviews. Now, when I went on Google to look up for third-party review places, that all I could find was negative reviews. So it just goes to show that how companies can basically hide all the negative feedback and how they use it to profit. Whereas with you guys, with Mountain Drop, it's your main review system is Trustpilot, and that is a third party system. And you cannot hide the fact, like, yes, there's some negative reviews. Sometimes the things happen and you get some negative reviews. That's just life, right? You can't have a perfect score. Let's be real. But it just goes to show you, out of the thousands and thousands of people that you guys have helped, it's most of the time it's bang on. Most of the time it's bang on. That's why you guys have a 4.7 rating, which is incredible. You know, most brands would only dream of something like that on a third party review site.
Yes, and we are the only company in the world selling Shilajit that has that we have so much reviews. No one else until now has around 1,200 reviews on Trustpilot.
Hmm.
And even though if you check the reviews with 1 star or 2 star, you can see that mostly of these reviews are for the things that has nothing to do with the quality of Shilajit that we are selling. Uh, but we want to be transparent with the things that there is one company behind, uh, so that we are not the one who are telling these things.
Hmm.
These are real clients, and we are taking care that this third party company, in that sense, Trustpilot, is the one who uh, that we can really rely on, and also that other people can trust these reviews. So, because what people are doing with this AI technology, you can get these reviews very fast,
Hmm.
in few hours, a lot of them. And it's a problem, and the problem that will arise, it is who you can trust.
Hmm.
Because you can imagine, so what people can also do, they can open one third party companies for reviews that they own, basically.
Hmm.
And then they set on another page, this company is responsible for this review, this is true, but they're paying to this. And this is good with Trustpilot, that you cannot pay. So this is this ethically standard behind. And what we also did, we were the first company in the world that we conducted, that we did a clinical study
Hmm.
with our Himalayan Shilajit. So because we were thinking, okay, these are the reviews of people on Trustpilot, but what can we do even more? And we said, okay, let's do a clinical study on our Shilajit, and let's see. And what is very interesting, that these Trustpilot reviews and these clinical study results, it came to the same conclusion.
Mm.
So, uh, and this transparency that we are doing, and we are providing to humanity, it is we our purpose, it is to add value.
Hmm.
And we are on the market with Shilajit more than 15 years, or around 15 years. And it's very hard to stay on the market with bad quality for 15 years.
Hmm.
So you can be on the market 1, 2 years, it's not a problem. But to stay 15 years and to be authentic, it's not so easy. Uh, and for that reason, a lot of people don't understand. They are thinking, okay, I will buy cheap the products that are more cheap. It's better for me because I will spare more money. I will, but it's not true.
Mm.
So whatever we are doing, the most important question should be: is this what I am buying is adding value to my life or not? And whatever we do in our life, because if we are doing something that is not adding value, then what is the reason of doing it? And this realization that on this planet Earth we depend on our mother nature, but means that we should take care of it.
Mm.
It's something that it's of huge importance. And since I started Mountain Drop, it was a vision in my mind how I can help people, because I realized that there were quite a lot of problems with people's health based on the food that they are eating. And I was thinking, okay, how can I help them that their body uh, will get the necessary micronutrients? And this is come this mountain drop story uh, popped up. So it was not okay. I want to earn money. How can I get it? Okay, what is selling good? She legit. Okay, let's buy cheap. Let's sell high. So let's earn
Yeah.
some money here. And then after a few months, okay, what are people looking now? People are looking for ashwagandha. Okay, stop selling shilajit, buy ashwagandha low, sell ashwagandha high. Okay. Then after a few months, yerba mate. Okay, stop selling
Yeah.
ashwagandha, buy yerba mate low, sell yerba mate
Yeah.
high. So we are not that kind of guys.
No. And I think that's why you guys are blowing up as well right now, especially with the ads, the meta ads on Facebook, is because you guys have that origin story. You know, you have been selling shilajit, you have been selling ashwagandha for years now, for years and years and years before you even before it even became a thing on TikTok. And now everybody's taking it this, and everybody should take that, and then take shilajit because your penis is going to grow through the roof. You were already selling this. You were already researching into that. You were already visiting the Himalayas or the Altai Mountains to see how it was being harvested before it even turned into a little a fancy thing to have on TikTok or post a video about it. So it's just part of it, now you reap what you sow at the end of the day. And, it's good to see that Mountain Drops and yourself, Peter, are getting the recognition that you deserve because you put in the work, and it's been 15 years of work, and now it's starting to really, really just, sort of explode.
Yes. And what is the most interesting thing? From 100% of our clients, how many percent you think are coming back in 1 year? So what is the return rate? What do you think?
It's like I think I'm looking at the actual stats recently, but I think it's about 40 to 50%.
Yes, it's around 50%, and this is something that is huge.
Yeah, that's disgustingly huge. Like, disgusting in a good way. It's great.
Yes, what means that people are buying it again because they have results.
Yeah, and most good businesses have a return rate of around 20 to 30%, especially in supplements.
Yes, and there was also interesting with this clinical study when they asked people what is the percentage that, according to all of the supplements that you are having on the world, that you would buy this product, and it was again around 50%. So, based on the all supplements of the market, the clinical study research found out that 50% of people would buy our product, even though they tried all other things. So this is something that is of huge importance. So it's not okay, I buy cheap, sell high, earn money. No. It's another thing. It is how I add value to humanity. So, and if people will not get the value, they will not buy it again. So you can, as you also experienced it, you can do good marketing and people buys once, maybe even the second time, but to buy a fourth time, thinks that it's doing damage to you. It's and for that reason, what is also pushing me on in this business are these results people are having. And I can tell you one story from my bankruptcy. It was my second bankruptcy in my life. And it was the time when I started with Mountain Drop. And one of my coworkers asked me, Peter, why are you still bothering about doing this business? All the numbers are in red. We are going down.
Mm.
So the ship is sinking. So what? Why are you still wanted to do this business at all? At that point, a few days ago, one friend of mine sent me a message that he had some herpes zoster in his mouth, and after he took our shilajit, it got much better, and even his doctor told him, "Wow!" And at that point, I showed that message to my coworker, and I told her, "Look, until I will have positive impact on people lives, I will not stop.
Mm.
So even bankruptcy cannot stop me." And she couldn't realize that at that moment, even though I needed 5 years to get uh, above red numbers. Uh, but nevertheless, the thing it is that if you are adding value, there are ups and downs in the business. This is true. But if you are adding value, you will stay.
And
Uh,
and it also goes to show the mindset of most people, because most people they think, okay, I'm not getting any sort of financial reward from this, or material incentive to keep going, so I'm going to stop completely. And they may not understand that it's not just about that. There's a bigger goal at play. It's like we want to help people, and that is a it's like a that's more of a spiritual goal, and like, wanting the common good to be better for everybody else. It's a much bigger mission than just, hey, okay, my money in my pocket right now. I don't have money in my pocket right now, so I'm gonna just stop doing good things for people. It's probably one of the reasons why we have such a society that's just continued to decline in morals and ethics over the years, is because people think that if they're not, they'll get paid to do bad things, and they won't do good things unless they're getting paid to do so. So,
exactly. And here is the thing that uh, with this thing, okay, I will do only what I get paid for. Okay, on the end, you can sell guns, you can sell drugs, you can do a lot of things to get money. But what is the uh, life that you are, or value that you are giving to society? So this is the bigger and more important question. So the money is a tool. It's not nothing wrong with the money. But as I said, if it is only the money, then everybody can sell drugs, everybody can sell guns, because this is the huge business. But what we are doing to humanity with this, it's another question.
mm,
So for that point, as I said, since the beginning, I didn't have in my mind, I just want to earn money. No, the money is a tool how you spread a good story in the world. Because without the money, you cannot spread the good story in the world. The advertisement costs, the trust pilot costs, the clinical studies costs, the certificates that we are having, HACCP, GMP, EFS, ISO 9001, it's also costly. So all these things you need to have money, and it is a tool. But if you are having a good story, this is the most important question. Because as I said, otherwise you can sell, today I say Shilajit, tomorrow I will sell this, day after day I will sell this. So whatever customers wants, I will sell.
yeah.
I will buy cheap, sell high, and this is it.
Drop shipping.
But what kind of...
Just
yes,
drop ship the best product on Amazon right now, or Temu.
yes, and so, and I always say, what is the story behind? And I can tell you that I knew quite a lot of people doing businesses on a short term, earning a lot of money, and uh, it was really a fraud what they were doing. Um, they got a lot of money, they survived with money and all these things, but the impact that they did, it was not okay. So, from my point of view, I think here differently. So, we came to this planet Earth without any money, and we will leave this planet Earth without any money. So we cannot take all the money with us. We cannot take houses, cars, and everything with us. No. And so, because of this, from my point of view, much more important question it is what we are doing to our society, to our planet Earth. This is of huge, more important questions.
I really like what you said there, Peter, and it reminds me of a song lyric that I heard the other day, and the song lyric is essentially, I if I leave with nothing, it was more than I came here with. So like just to show like that appreciation that or just understanding, it's like, hey, it's all good if I don't have anything right now, or if I leave with nothing, because when I came here, I didn't have anything either.
Exactly.
And the world was our oyster when we were young.
Yes, and this is something that if we realize that our aim it is to do something good, to add value, so to leave the planet Earth better than it was before when we came. So if this is the way of living here on this planet, it could be a heaven on in the universe.
Yeah.
So it's the only the way of thinking and the way of doing things. Because you can imagine if we are adding value to whatever we are doing, and if all 6 billion, 7 billions of people is doing this, that means it's not only one who is adding value. No, 7 billions of people are adding value to all of the humanity.
Yeah.
So it's
What?
Really a heaven.
Yeah. What I found interesting, I just want to touch on the clinical study that got done for Shilajit, for the mountain drop Shilajit. And it's interesting because, as you mentioned, that the 50% of people said that they would consider buying the product. And you might think, well, how come more people wouldn't consider buying the product, especially when you take into account that they about 79 to 80%, I think some of them more than 80% as well, experienced positive effects in different areas like libido, brain fog, and all that sort of stuff. So it's like, why wouldn't more than 50% of people essentially consider buying the product? And I think that is I think that's not a problem necessarily with the product. I think that's actually more a problem with people themselves. When people see or find something that is actually good for them, most people, or 50% of people, will actually run the opposite way. It's like they're scared to try new things or do new things, even if they think or feel that it may help them. That's why in the West here, people starting the gym is very, very hard. They know they need to go to the gym. They know they're 150 kilos, very obese and overweight, but they get scared to change and take the first step because changing is hard as a person. Changing is very, very hard. It's very hard to change your patterns and your beliefs and the way you live.
Yes. So let me do the to close this podcast with this one idea, and
Sounds
I suggest that we do another podcast with according to the results of the clinical study.
Okay.
It would be a good podcast.
Let's do it.
So what you said now, it is I think that Jim Rohn once said, We in life have two options. We can regret uh, uh, and pay the pain because we are not having our discipline, or we can have discipline now and get the results later. So that means, okay, I want to lay on my couch and eat hamburger. It's good for me. I like it. Yes, yes, but the price that you are paying, it's obesity, brain fog, and all other problems with your health.
Mhm.
Or another thing it is, okay, I go to gym, even though if I don't like it now, because I'd rather stay on couch with hamburger, but I know that hitting the gym will give me this and these benefits
Mhm.
in the future. So, uh, and the thing it is that we always have a choice in our life, and the only thing what we need to be aware of that we are in control. So it's not hamburger who is in control. It's not sweets who are in control. No, no, we are in control because we are aware of what we are doing. And when you realize this, then we are not a slaves anymore. Otherwise, we are a slaves to our emotions, to our feelings, to whatever is going on, and we cannot think reasonable. We cannot think with our intellect what's really going on because uh, our intellect is of huge importance because it can tell us what is good for us and what is not good for us. So if you know, for example, that smoking is bad because of this, and this, so it's not your imagination, your mind. You know it because of these facts. And if intellect is telling you this, and your emotions are telling you, I feel good when I'm smoking and all these things, so who will you listen? And the thing it is that more that we are cleaning our body, more less cravings we will have for the things that are not good for us. So for that reason, also people, some people who are used to these sweet things, when they first try Shilajit, this is something not good. But after 2 days of taking it, they feel in their body, this is something that's doing good for me, because it's a response from their body that is doing good to them. And uh, so, from my point of view, the huge important it is that we listen to our body because it's always telling us things. But we just need to get calm and to see what our body is telling us.
Yeah. Wise words. Very wise words. That will take you very far if you listen to your body and learn to control your mind.
Yes, and your sentence and emotions, because a lot of problems with people appear because they have one emotion and they think, okay, I have problems because of this emotion. And then when you start asking this person, you can realize that this emotion is based on wrong image in their mind. So people are making problems to themselves.
I know all too well about that. I've dealt with that myself in the past, and it's been a big journey for me from when I was a young teenager to a young adult to learn how to overcome my own mind and my own perception of myself, which I used to think that the world thought of me, but it was just my own mind making enemies of the world.
Exactly.
Peter, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, Pav, for inviting me again. And let's see, for the next week, I will be on Island Branch,
Mhm.
but we will continue with our podcast.
Should
Uh,
we should we lock? I'll stop recording